Hey guys, how's it going? Chad here. Wanted to show you my QAV250 build. I had a lot of parts laying around from some simple copter builds that I did, the mini V-tail and the mini tricopter. And I really like those. Got to give them a big thumbs up. They're really good frames for people to play with, and good, decent, small FPV platforms. Ran those with the KK2 boards. Get those from simplecopter.com, Matt Hall. Really liked them, but I really wanted to get one of these 250 sized mini frames. So my birthday came around, and lucky me, I got one. And this is the carbon fiber version. It's lighter, of course, than the G10 version that's out there. The thickness of it is, it's about the same, maybe a little bit thinner. It's I think around 100 grams lighter. With my full setup that I have here with a 1300 milliamp 3S battery, my all-up weight is 485 grams. And what I have packed on here is, can't see it here, but I have Mobius video camera. I have the Breeze OSD with the GPS to give me my coordinates and everything. One of the PZ board cameras in there. And I'm running an AS32 in its case right there. 5.8 video transmitter here in the back, mounted underneath. Blue beam antenna. This is where your battery goes, of course. I'm running 5.3 props right now, even though I've got some 5.4s that I'm going to try once I become a little bit better at flying. And on the bottom here, I've got my eggshell landing gear, which is a nice mod instead of the landing gear that came with it, because you can slide around a little bit when you land on pavement and everything. Plus, they stay on. I've already lost two of the original landing gear, so I did this mod, and I'm really liking it. Keeps it nice and level and sturdy. Power distribution board underneath here, just the regular one, not the Fury board. Have 4 of the Tiger 600 hertz 12 amp ESCs, and these have BECs built into them. They're not opto. I've flown it a few times. With the conditions for testing have been really bad as far as wind and stuff goes. So I'll put a little bit of flight footage at the end, but pretty much every flight that I've had has landed in a crash. Broke a couple propellers, but the jump fans, they're pretty sturdy. They just, they get all chewed up and everything like that, but they usually just bend. They don't break unless you really hit hard. I have it all running off of Free Sky receiver, X8R, that is on talks back to my Tyrannus. So I got telemetry and voltage coming back to it, and as well as RSSI. So it'll be interesting to see how that works once I get to be a good enough pilot when I can go flying through the trees and everything like that. So that'll be pretty neat. The build's pretty easy. A couple things to look out for. The power distribution board, if you look inside there, you'll see that you pretty much have to chop your ESC wires to nothing to put those onto the board. And some ESCs you might have in the front sticks out further than the rear does. So depending upon how long your ESC wires are, you might have to extend them. I've seen some people have their wires on top, some people have them on the bottom. I left mine on the bottom just because if you look, there's just not much clearance at all. So, you can hack a cable pretty good. Originally, when I built this, I had my battery on top, but it really seems to fly better with the battery on the bottom. I've tested it with my Zippy Compact 1300 milliamp 3S's, and I'm getting about 5 minutes of flight time. With the 1800, I'm getting about 6.5 minutes, and I've even thrown a 2200 on here, and it'll go about 8 or 9 minutes. But the increased weight, slows it down, which is okay for me because I've got this more. I want this more as a small FPV vehicle than a racer. I don't really have anybody to race with or anything as of right now, so I guess we'll see how that goes. I wired up the voltage, the buzzer, and I activated that inside the base flight configurator, which is what I've used to program everything with this in the radio. That all went pretty smooth with the Tyrannus, and I'm using the stock PID settings. I set up the 3 different profiles, with 1 with standard and 2 with some different variations that I've seen online. And honestly, for me right now, the best is just the standard straight out of the box, straight out of the actual base flight tool. So I haven't made any changes yet. I don't know when I'm actually even going to be able to, now that it's starting to become in the dead of fall here, and winter's going to be here any minute. So all in all, pretty easy build. The quality of the kit is just amazing. Like when you take it out of the box and you feel it, it just feels like it's really worth the money that you paid for it. Yeah, that's really about it. You guys have any questions at all on the build or what components I've used? I'm sure I'll probably swap out some other stuff and try it out down the road. I've got a CC3D board that I can try out in here, and going to try some of the 5.4 props, and eventually I'd like to upgrade to some maybe some different motors, maybe running on 4S. I don't know. We'll see. I've got a lot of learning to do as far as flying goes. Oh yeah, I forgot. I also have tucked in there an LC filter for the board camera, so I get flicker-free, real good video performance. So I'm going to cut in some flight footage here. It's I'm not the best, but you'll see what you'll get off of a Mobius. Using just a strap and the dampening material that it comes with, it's almost jello free. It's not perfect, but this thing isn't made for aerial photography. That's why we have our bigger framed GPS hold autonomous mission quads or tris or whatever you have. So anyway, like, subscribe, hit me up with any questions that you might have. Some of the material out there on YouTube as far as base flight and ACE-32 and everything like that's pretty outdated at this point, even though there's some pretty good tutorials that can get you through some basic stuff. I might do some videos if some people like it and want to see how to go through setting one up, but it's really easy just following a lot of the tutorials that are online. So let's cut to the awesome flight footage, and I'll see you guys on the next video.